Gunfire echoes across a Mexican coastal town. Helicopters sweep low over rooftops. Cartel convoys move under cover of darkness. And now, 19 U.S. Navy SEALs are entering Mexico. Officially, legally, with approval from the Mexican Senate. So what is really happening? Is this simply joint training? Or is North America quietly entering a new phase in the fight against cartels? Tonight, we separate fact from speculation. On February 11th, 2026, Mexico's Senate approved the temporary entry of 19 U.S. Navy SEALs. The vote? 105 in favor, 0 opposed, 1 abstention. The unit reportedly involved SEAL Team 2, part of the United States Navy SEALs. The mission duration, February 15th through April 16th. The official purpose? Joint Special Operations training with Mexican naval forces. That's the verified part. But the internet didn't stop there. Mexico has historically been extremely protective of its sovereignty. For decades, Mexican governments resisted U.S. military boots on Mexican soil, even during peak cartel violence. So for Mexico to approve American Special Operations Forces, even for training, signals a shift. But what kind of shift? Strategic cooperation, political pressure, or recognition that cartel violence has reached a new level? Let's talk about the unit. SEAL Team 2 is an East Coast-based SEAL team. They specialize in maritime operations direct action, counter-terrorism, foreign internal defense training partner forces. This is not a covert black project unit. Those roles are typically associated with SEAL Team 6, Delta Force. There is no verified evidence those units are part of this mission. This deployment is public, authorized, documented, which matters. According to official descriptions, the training focuses on maritime interdiction, counter-narcotics operations at sea, tactical coordination, special operations capacity building. Why maritime? Because modern cartel logistics increasingly rely on sea routes. Precursor chemicals used in synthetic drug production, including fentanyl, often arrive via maritime shipping networks. Stopping shipments at sea is far less politically explosive than land operations. It's also strategically smarter. Cartel violence in Mexico has escalated in several regions. Clashes between rival groups have involved armored vehicles, heavy-caliber weapons, drone surveillance, military-style tactics. In recent weeks, footage circulated showing helicopter gunships and intense firefights. However, there is no verified evidence that U.S. forces were involved in those incidents. Mexico's own armed forces regularly conduct high-intensity counter-cartel operations. Online speculation often merges unrelated footage with new headlines. That's how narratives spiral. Under Mexican law, foreign troops cannot operate in the country without Senate approval. The fact that the vote was overwhelmingly in favor, 105-0, is significant. It means this is not covert. It is not secret. It is politically endorsed. That level of transparency reduces the likelihood that this is the start of hidden combat operations. If anything, it suggests controlled cooperation. Security cooperation between the United States and Mexico isn't new. What's new is the level of public military involvement. This move sends several signals. To cartels, cooperation between two militaries is strengthening. SAR to Washington. Mexico is willing to deepen operational ties. To the international community, North American security coordination is evolving, but signaling does not equal escalation. Could joint training evolve into something larger? In theory, yes. Military partnerships often begin with training exercises. But full-scale U.S. combat operations inside Mexico would require massive diplomatic coordination, trigger domestic political backlash in Mexico, carry enormous international implications. Such actions would not happen quietly, and there is currently no verified indication they are happening. Some commentators claim this is the beginning of a U.S. military campaign against cartels. That claim is not supported by official reporting. The language used in formal statements emphasizes training, cooperation, capacity building, not combat. The difference between those words matters, because wars are not launched with press releases describing training missions. Even if this is just training, it feels significant. Why? Because optics matter. U.S. Navy SEALs are one of the most recognized special operations forces in the world. Their presence carries psychological weight. Even a small deployment can enhance partner capability, improve tactical interoperability, strengthen maritime interception, and perhaps most importantly, send a message. Cartels operate on power perception. If cooperation between U.S. and Mexican forces tightens, smuggling routes become riskier. Maritime trafficking becomes more dangerous. Operational space shrinks. That doesn't mean cartels stand no chance. But it does increase pressure. Or here are the confirmed facts. Check 19 SEALs approved for entry. Check mission is training-based. Check authorized by Mexico's Senate. Check focused on maritime and special operations cooperation. Here is what is not confirmed. U.S. combat raids. A joint invasion plan. Secret black ops escalation. A declared war. Separating those categories is critical. This mission runs through mid-April. If cooperation expands, we may see additional joint exercises, intelligence sharing agreements, maritime interdiction successes. If it remains limited to training, it will quietly conclude. The real indicator will be whether follow-on deployments are approved. Watch the Senate votes. Watch official statements. Watch policy language, not social media. In geopolitics, the most dramatic headlines are often the least accurate. Yes, U.S. Navy SEALs are entering Mexico, but no, there is no verified evidence of a U.S. war on Mexican soil, at least not today. This is a story about cooperation, not invasion, for now. If you want analysis grounded in facts, not hype, this channel is for you. Subscribe, because in an era of viral speculation, clarity is power.